Go.
So have you guys ever had one of those naps where you wake up and you're just like so overjoyed and happy that you just start to laugh to yourself? And it makes no sense whatsoever because it's the most tired you've ever been. Well, for me, I had that experience when I finished up, when I was going through my time at work crew for Young Life Camp in Oregon. So at this camp, I realized that no matter how small of a job that you're doing, that God can use you to impact people's lives and really even though it might seem super insignificant, He just uses it to shape people and bring them to Him. So it's just really cool experience. I want to tell you guys that story. So, me and my buddy Dylan, we've been going to Young Life basically ever since we were freshmen in high school. So we've gone to the camps, we've done a club every week, and we just were really bought in. So our senior year, we were just like, okay, we're gonna give back, we're gonna go do work crew, and we're gonna work for these kids. So we ended up getting in the car, driving out to Antelope, Oregon, where there's I'm pretty sure the actual population of the town's like 80 people. So it is just a speck on the map. But so we drove out there, and the camp is just like an oasis. It's crazy. It goes from high desert just to this beautiful, lush, landscaped area, and there's a giant water slide park, and it's just a blast. Going into it, I was kind of expecting, I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna be there for 2 months, so it's a long time, just working, no phone, no contact with your friends, and it was during the Olympics too, so that was kind of a bummer. I'm missing out on the Olympics. It's okay though. My family recorded it for me, but so we got there, and it was crazy because the first part of camp, I saw all these people, and I might get to know 5 of these people well. I don't know, at best. But by the end of camp, I learned everyone's name, and I had a personal connection to almost everyone who was working on the summer staff there. So basically, each camp is each session of camp is broken into 3 parts. So for the first part, it's called bus day. And what happens is we all just clean the camp like crazy, getting everything ready for these kids to come. And then in the afternoon, when we get the call that the buses are starting to arrive, we run out to this giant driveway. And basically what happens is we all get out on the side of the road, and this is right in the middle of summer. So the first day that we had the bus day, it was actually 110 degrees out. So you can imagine a big guy like me, I'm just sweating like crazy, and we have to start dancing. So when these buses come in, we're just going crazy. We're just freaking out for these kids and just trying to do the best we can to make them feel like they're superstars. And so that's just a super cool experience that I had when I first came to camp, just seeing all these kids come in. And then we just got to know them, and I started to serve them because that was my job at camp. I was one of the servers. So the second part basically breaks up into the actual work of the week. And you're getting to know your tables and serving all the meals to them. And it's super cool because over this time you get to know these people, even if you're just smiling hey, how's it going? Here's your food. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. And at the time you're just this is not doing anything for these kids, I'm just setting a table and giving them food. What am I doing for their overall camp experience? And a lot of days it was just super rough because breakfast you'd have ketchup inside a cereal bowl, And like these kids would just like concoct this gnarly stuff for you because they're like, oh, I don't care, I'm not cleaning it up, like whatever. So it's just really hard at times to like love on these kids and put in your best effort. But it was just amazing towards the end of camp, like the third part of the session. We were able just to like get really close and like know all of our tables by names and like just have this like crazy close connection to people who we don't even like get to talk to them very much, you know. And at the end of camp, we all had the opportunity to share cardboard testimonies, which was basically a testimony that each person had, where you'd have one side of the cardboard, like your life before Christ, and then you'd flip it and you'd show everyone, and it would be like what God did in your life and how He like reformed it. So it was just like one of the most impactful things that I've ever experienced to this day. It's just incredible to see how vulnerable all of my fellow work group people could be, and like just really showing these kids like what it means to like have God come into that brokenness and like reshape your life and just use your brokenness for good. And almost every single session, it was just amazing how these kids would just be brought to tears and just shaped by just your story. And you weren't even saying anything. You were just going out there with cardboard and flipping it. And at the end, we were able to pray over these kids and share our experiences with them more personally if they chose to. So it's just incredible. And that small job that I had, just setting tables and like giving them food, remembering their name even, that was so impactful for them that by the end of camp, it would just be all these kids had written their name down on this board if they decided to follow Christ, and you could go in there and see your table and how all these kids had been changed, even if it was just a small part by you. God used that for developing His people and like Christian communities in general.